Hello guys, you're welcome to my kitchen. It's Nikspicykitchen. So on today's cooking, guys, we're gonna be making Ogbono soup. Ogbono soup. Honestly, I am always so very happy when it has to do with Ogbono because it's one of my best delicacy. Honestly, I really love it to a fault. I love Ogbono soup. And also I love mixing it with okra at times, but today we are not mixing with okra. We are only making ogbono. Not even Ogbono, it's Ogbono. Sorry, I'm a Yoruba girl, but my pronunciation is so weird. Sorry about that. So guys, I'll be introducing you to all the ingredients we are using for today's cooking. So come with me, guys. So firstly, this is my Ogbono soup. As you can see, this is my Ogbono seed. This is akmo. We call it akmo in Nigeria, the Igbo part. I'm not an Igbo girl. I am a typical local Nigerian Yoruba girl. So this is akmo. They call it akmo. This is the seed. This is how it looks like. It hasn't been blended yet. So this is my pepper. This is, we're using 5 piece of Scotch bonnet. Here is my meat. I've got mix of my meat here. This is cow nose. This is cow foot. This is SHAKI. This is ABODI. And these are some nice leg beef. And I have my momo here. This is my flavor. You know, when I say flavor, I know what I'm talking about. These are the, these are what add flavors to Ogbono soup or any kind of vegetable soup. This is bonga fish. Yes, shawagbigbe, that's what we call it in Yoruba land, shawagbigbe. And this is my stock dry fish. Stock fish, like, stock fish. Ogbono is not complete without stock fish. Loud it says. I'm a bit silly at times. Here is my red prawn. As you can see, I've got red prawn here, and I've taken out the eggs because I'll be blending the eggs with my akmo, which is the Ogbono itself. So let's get this down. I have my crayfish. So I have my crayfish here. This is my lovely flavor crayfish. These are all the flavors that's going to bring out the lovely aroma of the Ogbono soup we're cooking today. I have my palm oil. This is my palm oil. I've got my ugu leaf here. This is the ugu leaf I could lay my hands on today when I went out. So I'm not going to finish all of it because I'm just adding just little to my Ogbono. But it's optional though. If you don't want to add it, it's not by force. If you want to add it, it's just, your choice. So I've got my seasoning here, and I've got my salt to taste. So guys, we are done. So let's get it started. As we proceed further, come with me.
So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be boiling my meat mix. So I'm going to add all of that in the pot. So I'm going to go in first with a cow foot. It's very tough, and it's not easy to soft. So I'm going to put that down the pot, and I'll be adding my pomo. So I'll be cutting the pomo into 2 because it's too big for me because of my kids. So I'm going to add the rest of the meat into the pot. I'll be slicing in my onions. As you know, onions while boiling meat is very important. The smell, the taste, everything is just out of this world. You know what I mean? So I'll be going in with my seasoning and also my salt to taste. So after which I will be adding before I add anything, I think I'm going to be like mixing it together. I'm going to use my hand to mix the combo together. As you can see, I have gloves on my hands, and that's how I do most of the time I cook because most of the time my hand is always smelling of either onions, meat, or when you cook every time. So when my kids come back from school, they always say, "Mom, you're smelling meat, you're smelling onions." So that's why I'm always going in with hand gloves. So I'll be covering that now for it to cook. So next thing is for us to boil our bonga fish and the stock fish. It takes time to soft as well. So I'm be adding that in a little pot, and I'll be breaking the stock fish, though it's not easy to break. It's so tough and so hard. So anyways, I just twist the one that is a bit longer so that it can fit in the pot. I'll be adding little salt to that to cook. So I'll be putting it on my electric gas to cook, probably 15 to 20 minutes. It really took time to be done. So now it's time for us to blend our akpo. That's the ogbono seed itself. I'll be adding my red prawn, and that's the head. I've taken out the head of the red prawn. I'll be adding it to the akpo seed. I'll be blending them together. I can't add the whole of it because the blender I used in blending anything powder is very little, so it can't fit in all the akpo. So I'm gonna be blending that to a very smooth paste. So I don't know, when I was blending, the blender was making some kind of noise, so that means I didn't screw the lid properly, so I had to bring it down and fix it properly. So that is blended, and I'm going to be adding that in a bowl. Then I'll go in with the rest of it and added the rest of the head of the prawn, whichever way. So I'm going to be adding the rest of that. So later on, I actually added hot water to the rest of the prawn. That's the body of the prawn. So I added hot water to it, so that because I love it to be a bit soft, and also because of my kids. So that's why I set that aside. So now we've blended the rest of it, and later on I decided to go through the one I blended, and I discovered that some of it is not blended properly, so I took them out and threw it away. So now it's time for us to blend our pepper. So most of the time when I make ogbono soup, this is one of the ways I make ogbono. So I'm going to use my manual blender. I added my scotch bonnet and some onions. Like some people said that when you add onions to ogbono, it doesn't make it draw. No, that's not in my own dictionary. It actually depends on the ogbono seed you're using. If you use a very drawing seed, it will draw even if you had onions. I do add onions to most of my ogbono soup. Yes, I do add onions, because I don't believe in that it doesn't draw. When you get to the market, you want to buy ogbono soup, just I said ogbono soup, ogbono seed, just tell them you want the one that draws. That's why I have one particular woman I buy from in Oyigbo. Whenever I go to Nigeria, I buy from her, because I tell her I don't live in this country, I don't live in Nigeria, I live in UK. So I have to buy something that I know when I get there and I'm cooking it, I'll be praying for you, not the one I'll be cursing you. And the woman was like, don't worry. So anytime I go to Nigeria, I buy from her in Oyigbo markets. So guys, I blended the pepper. I said blend. We've blend the pepper with our manual blender. So I'll be adding that in a bowl, and I'll be setting that aside. So now we'll have to go check how far our meat is done. So the meat is done, though the cow foot is not fully done, but still we can, though it's just a bit hard. So we'll just set that aside and go in with our pot that we're using for the main cooking. So it's time for us to make our ogbono soup. So let's get started. So now I'll be going in with my palm oil, and I'll use my wooden stick to bring out the rest of the palm oil. It's winter summertime, so whenever you have your oil, everything is just there. What's the meaning of kekbodi? I don't know the English of that. You can help me out with that, but you know what I mean as per my Yoruba people. So now I've added my stockfish, my bonga fish, and my prawn. Nike, be careful, okay? Be careful. Why do things just slip off your hand into your soup? Why? It's getting too much of you. So I'll be stirring that, and I'll be covering that to cook for probably a few minutes, probably 3 minutes. So now it's time for us to go mix our powders together. So I'll be mixing my crayfish into my powder akmu seed that I blended earlier. You know, like I said, this is one of the ways I make ogbono soup. I make ogbono soup in so many different ways, so this is one of the ways I'm showing you. So I'm adding my meat stock, so I'll be stirring that together. So now I'll be adding little hot water to that because I want a very light paste, because by the time we had it in the sauce, don't worry, you know, you see what I'm talking about. So not too light, but I just want it a bit lighter. So we'll set that aside. Now we'll head to where we are making our sauce. So now it's time for us to go in with our blended pepper. I'll be adding that into the sauce, then we'll be frying that thoroughly. Actually I added my ogbono alongside with that because I want them to cook all together. So I'll be adding the paste we made. Yes, that's the paste. You can see how drawy that is. Even from the look, you can see it's so pleasing. So now I'll be giving that a very thorough stir. So now it's time for us to go in with the water. So I'll add water to this combo. You know, when it comes to ogbono, it's a drawing thing. So you have to have enough water, because by the time you finish cooking, so that when you scooping out the whole of the ogbono, you will not follow one of just one spoon, cooking spoon, the whole ogbono will not finish. So now I added a little more water to the one I what am I even saying? Am I making sense? Now I'm going in with my seasoning. I'm gonna be adding my seasoning, and I'll be adding my salt to taste. And also I'll be adding my crayfish, the rest of the crayfish, and I'll be stirring thoroughly. And also I'm going to go in with my meat, the rest of the meat. You know, I said I want everything to cook together, so the rest of the meat will cook in my ogbono. Yeah, especially the cow foods still needs, you know, some thorough boiling. Oh gosh. So I'm going to cover that to cook probably 10 to 12-13 minutes thereabout. So now our ogbono is cooked. As you can see the difference when we cover and when we open. Now you can see. So now I'm going to give that a thorough stir. So the last thing I'm going to be doing now is I'll be adding my spinach. Any ogbono without spinach or any vegetable you're missing, oh auntie, you're missing osegene. I don't know if I'm even correct, but you're missing. Anyways, that's my spinach, and I'm gonna stir thoroughly, and I'm gonna be leaving that to cook for just 3 minutes. You know, let's add the 3 minutes to it, and we'll be right back. You know, I was stirring and stirring and stirring and stirring, so I just want to like feel the consistency and the thickness and the dryness. You understand what I mean? That's why I was just giving it back and forth stirring. So guys, I'm going to cover that to cook for probably 3 minutes. So we'll be right back. Yes, our ogbono is ready. Oh my goodness. So I'm changing the spoon. Oh my gosh. See what I'm talking about? Can you see how drawy this is? So guys, while that was cooking, I quickly make myself and the kids some semolina, because that's what they wanted. I actually want to go for fufu, but they said no, mom, we want semolina. You can go with any swallow of your choice. It's a matter of choice, but I love gari or fufu with ogbono soup. So guys, thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscriber thing. And also tap on the notification bell to get notified each and every time I upload a video. And also don't forget to like, share, and also comment. At least, auntie, brothers, comment. Let me know if I'm making sense. I want to know if I'm making sense. Comment, guys. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and thank you all, for listening to my mad talk, listening to my nonsense and rubbish I'm always saying. Sorry, my blunders and everything. Thank you, guys. Have a lovely week. Bye, guys.